Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Guy here to kind of walk you through some of the strategy behind solving things with elimination. We're going to kind of look at a couple example problems here and basically just discuss whether we would be adding the equations together, subtracting them, what would kind of be the strategy we want to use to solve each of these. So, for example, here's an example here. I want to know whether you would want to add these together or subtract them in order to do elimination. If it was me, I would choose to add them together. You'll notice how we have a -5 and a 5x. So when I add those together, that will make my x's cancel out. And I'll actually end up getting, if I can switch this to a pen, let's see, we want pen. If I add these together, these, when they add together, will cancel out, and I'll end up with 4y equals 12, and I can go on my merry way solving that, okay? So that's kind of what we're looking for in terms of when we look at these elimination problems, how are we going to approach them? Here's another one. Would you want to add these together, or would you want to subtract them? If it was me, I would go ahead and I would subtract these. So when I look at these two, these are not going to cancel out either way. I'd have to multiply in order to do that, which I could do. But these ones actually the same number, 5 and a 5, you notice they're both positive. So if I go ahead and I subtract, 2 minus 4 will be -6x, but 5 minus 5 will cancel and become 0. They have the same sign, so we're going to subtract, and so we'll get -6x equals 6, and I could go ahead on my merry way and solve that. How about this one? Would you want to add or would you want to subtract in order to solve this one? So if I'm using elimination, what I would want to do is I would actually want to first multiply this second equation by 4. And the reason why I'm going to multiply by 4 is because none of my coefficients match up. I have a 4, I have a 1, I have a 3, and I have a 2. And I want to make one of them match up so that they will eliminate with each other. So if I multiply the second equation by 4, my first equation will stay the same. That one will not change. The second equation will now be 4x minus 8y equals 52. And what I'm going to see there is that now these will line up, and I'm going to subtract in order to make these cancel out. That will make these become 0, and I'll end up getting 11y, and then 8 minus 52 will be -44. I could go ahead and solve that and finish the problem out from there. Okay, let's get to this one. This is the last one we'll do together. So once you guys go ahead and think about what would you do for this one, what would your strategy be to solve this one? Okay, so here's what I would do. So now looking at these, we have a couple problems. One, not only do my coefficients not line up, but I can't easily multiply any of them to make it so that they do. So what I want to do instead is kind of pick a number that both of these will go into and multiply to get there. So I'm actually going to do 18 because I can do 9 times 2 and 2 times 9 is multiply them by each other, and that will make me get 18. So I'm going to multiply everything in this equation by 2 and everything in this equation by 9 in order to get those to line up and be the same number in order to do elimination. 2 times 9 is going to be 18x minus 16y equals 8. And then for my bottom equation, 9 times 2 will be 18x. And then we'll have negative 27y. And then negative 36 over here. And now if I look at these, 18 and 18, they now match up. They are not opposites of each other. They are the same sign, so I'm going to subtract so that I can make 0. When I subtract, these will cancel. Negative 16 and 27 will become 11y. And then 8 and 36 will be 44. And I could go on and solve this from there. So just a little bit of review on what we're looking for whenever we're doing elimination. Basically, you kind of have a couple different options. You're either going to be adding or subtracting those equations together, and there may involve some multiplication before you do that. You may have to multiply one equation to make sure that you get coefficients to match up, or you may have to multiply both equations by a number to make sure that they match up. Whatever you need to do, make sure you do that and then solve the equation from there. Thank you for watching.